If you're not putting in the effort to raise them right and teach them lessons and, teach them how to ride their bike, who's going to teach them? Somebody else. Vacation Rental Management, along here, Luke Carl, world's greatest short-term rental manager and world's greatest dad. And today we're going to talk about what it is like to manage a property and how it is similar to raising children on STRM. All right, so I had this idea because in a lot of ways, it is kind of similar. First time you do anything with a short-term rental, with a vacation rental, with rental real estate in general, it's hard. It's scary. You're nervous. You don't know what to do. Oh, my goodness. It's almost like a kid learning how to ride a bike. I see it when I'm raising my kids. I do. I see it. I'm like, oh, man, they're just like a brand new landlord. And then you get on that damn bike and you pedal. And you get better at it, and you fall down, and you break your leg, and you skin your knee, and you get back up, and you go again. Being a landlord is a lot like raising kids. Doing anything new in life is a lot like raising kids, right? It's very similar. Here's a perfect example. I like to park at the end of the parking lot. I like to park with at least, 3 or 4 spots on either side. And I'm not the only one that does this. There are other people that do this. Most of my dude friends do the same thing. It's funny how we gravitate towards each other. The people that don't park next to other people are usually they're the same type of people, right? So and all my friends do the same thing. Not all of them, but some of them, and we bond on that because it's funny because you come out of the hardware store, you come out of the Home Depot, you had 6 spots on each side, and then of course every single time there's somebody parked on both sides of you. So my daughter said to me one day, speaking of the kids, she said, "Daddy, why do you park so far away? You need to park closer. I have to walk farther and I don't like it." So then it's my job as a dad to instill in her my parking far from everybody thing, which it probably won't work because my wife is not like that. She thinks it's ridiculous. She's gotten used to it to a certain extent, but she certainly doesn't do it herself. And it doesn't drive me nuts because wifey drives a Jeep and it's got steel running boards. And if somebody were to try to ding her Jeep, it would definitely mess up their door more than it would her Jeep. So in my brain, we don't have to worry about door dings. I'm happy. I don't want dings on my car. Is that so bad? Yeah, my car's, it's getting up there. I just drive a Chevy. I'm a multimillionaire with a Chevy. Can I say that? Is it douchey to say that? That's fine, whatever. But I drive a reasonable car. It's had the engine replaced, which is not nobody's fault except for GM for putting those bad lifters in their cars in 2020 and 2021. I got one of those. I got a 21 Chevy. And the lifters went bad and blew the engine. And I had to get a new motor, and it was horrible. Took like 2 months. And I'm still driving around in that damn thing. Had to put a new alternator recently. But I don't want freaking dings on my door, man. Can I drive around in a decent car with no door dings? Can I live? Is that okay? And the only way to do that is to park in the middle of nowhere at the Walmart, at the grocery store, at the wherever you're going, at the Lowe's, at the Home Depot, which is where I go. Being that I am a landlord, I go to Home Depot. I prefer Lowe's. You got me on lots of tangents here. I prefer Lowe's, but I prefer Milwaukee. I'm a Milwaukee guy, all right? All right, so if you're a Ryobi guy that likes to park up front. If you like the front parking spot next to all the people and you use Ryobi, we're probably not going to be friends. And that's okay. Doesn't mean you can't be good at your job. Still got the tools for the trade, baby. Luke Carl with the mustache for a limited time only on short-term rental management. But, I'm trying to instill that into my daughter as to why that's a good thing. And it really goes back to the fact that you're trying harder to do something that everybody else could not try hard at. I could park next to the building and walk into the building, and then I come out and my car's beat to crap. So I prefer to take the difficult path of parking far out and walking and burning a couple calories. Then when I come out, I'm pretty much guaranteed I don't have any door dings. My car, again, I have a couple cars, but the daily driver, the Chevy, 60-something thousand miles, it's got the second motor because the motor blew up. It's just a car. It's a Chevy, but I've had it for, 5 years, 60,000 miles. Doesn't have the original motor. but it's got 0 door dings. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. So I put in maximum effort and I get the return I'm looking for. It's like anything in life. Same thing with the kids. If you're not putting in the effort to raise them right and teach them lessons and, teach them how to ride their bike, who's going to teach them? Somebody else. And that's not good. My mission in life is to be a good dad, period. That's the end of the story. That's it. That's why I'm here. My life did not begin until I had children. I don't know what the hell took me so long. Had to find the right girl. And then we still waited 5 years. But, anyway, that's neither here nor there. I'm way in the weeds. I get that. I totally get that. If you're a person that parks in the middle of the parking lot, you're shouting at your speakers right now saying, oh, Luke, I'll do that same thing, man. You and me, we do the same thing. Because people that do that are very passionate about it. I will not, for any reason, park next to another car. I can't. I just cannot do it. I can't relax while I'm in that establishment. I can't breathe while I'm in that establishment. The whole time I will think to myself, oh my goodness, I'm going to come out to a bunch of dings. And I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to drive my damn 5-year-old 60,000 mile fake motor car with 0 door dings. And I've got a system. If I get a ding, it's not like I've never had a dent. One time I backed up into a pole in the car that I'm talking about, in the truck I'm talking about. And I've got a PDR guy, paintless dent removal. I took it to the guy. I had the tow truck take it to him because he's like an hour away and didn't want to deal with it. They had it fixed that day, brought it back the next morning. Problem solved. That's just me. I am not going to drive around in a dented ass car. Just not going to do it. And I would like for my kids to learn that lesson as well. I didn't get it from my dad. I don't know where I got it. I just don't like it. I don't want dents in my car. My dad never had a brand new car. He always drove around in a, fairly used vehicle. And now he drives around in a car that I bought for him. And it's dirty. Hey, Dad, if you're listening to this, please take the damn car to the car wash. And it was a beautiful gift that I was so grateful to give it to him. He deserved it. Hardworking dude. Let me crack a cold one real quick. There you go. Just kidding. It's water. It's water. But anyway, when you get into short-term rental, everything's all brand new and shiny, and you're like, why am I working so hard? Well, you got to learn why. Why am I parking at the end of the driveway? How come every time I get on this bike, I fall down and skin my knee? Well, because it's not hard. It's not easy. It's hard. You got to learn how to do it and get good at it. And practice, and get out there. So what do we learn today? What's the lesson? What's the moral of the story? The moral story is take the damn high road. There is no easy way out like Rocky 4. Or is that Rocky 3 or 2? It's one of the Rockies. There's no easy way out, man. Choose the path less traveled. Choose the parking spot that is not populated so that you can come out of the Lowe's with no dings on your car and teach your kids some pride of ownership. I don't want to drive around in a dented ass car. Now, if you want to teach your kids, hey, we circle the block 6 times until we get the parking spot up front. I get that too. The whole point is try harder, try harder, try harder. And when you buy a vacation rental and you're sitting there like, oh my God, this is way harder than I thought it was going to be, that's when you know you're doing it right. Long hair, Luke Carl, with a short one today. But I do want to remind you the new book is out, Smarter Short-Term Rentals. Please pick it up. Bestseller on Amazon. Leave a 5-star review on Amazon. Good karma will come your way. Don't overthink it.